Hello and welcome to the course on C Programming Learn to Code series. This is the 20th lecture of Unit 1, and in this lecture we will continue our discussion on algorithm and flowchart. This is the part 5 of algorithm and flowchart series. In this particular part we are going to solve a problem related to algorithm. And what is that question? The question is write an algorithm to find out bigger number among two number and draw its flowchart. Suppose this is given to you. We want to find bigger number among two number. So how to write the algorithm for that? So before understanding that properly, let us discuss about two operator. So those two operator are actually called less than operator and greater than operator. Okay. So this operator are already known to everybody. But in algorithm, while we are writing these operators, we should know the way to write it. Okay. So how to write it is generally asked like this. Suppose I will write a less than b. That means I am comparing a variable a which is whether smaller than b or not. Similarly, it is written like if I am going to write a greater than b, then the meaning is whether a is a variable, the value which is present inside the variable a is bigger than b or not. So it is sometimes written as is a greater than b question mark. This is the question. Is a greater than b? So how could I solve it? So for that we need to know the value of a and b. So let's say for example a is equal to 5 and b is equal to 6. For this case a greater than b is false. Is a greater than b? No. So no means false. Okay. Similarly, for this particular case, this is false. But if I'll write a is equal to 6 and b is equal to 5, then for this case, this statement becomes true, right? So true means it is yes. Got my point? So we should understand the use of this greater than and less than symbol. And we understand that the left value is always compared with the right value, and the symbol specifies whether it is bigger or smaller, if bigger or smaller depending upon the symbol you are using over here. So we are going to use this symbol to write our algorithm. Okay, now that we understand what is less than and greater than symbol, let us understand how to write this algorithm. So to write the algorithm, before we should know what is the input to our algorithm. So what should be the input to this algorithm? Because we are finding out bigger number among two number, then we need to supply two number to the computer, then only he will compare it. A comparison architecture means a comparison, for doing comparison the computer know how to compare it. So think that there is a comparator present inside your arithmetic logic unit of your computer. So computer has a arithmetic logic unit which contains a comparator who will compare two values whenever you supply them. Okay, so first of all we need to supply two number. So for that the algorithm must contain a statement read two number from the user, is not it? So let us start the algorithm. So step 1 will be, so every time the step 1 will be start. This is the standard. We have to write the start and stop. At the end of the algorithm we will write stop. At the beginning of the algorithm we will write start. Okay, so why I am writing this, that was already been discussed in previous classes. So you can go and watch the previous videos. You will be able to understand why I am writing start and stop. Okay, step number 2 will be, we need to find out bigger number among two number. That's why I need to ask two number from the user. So the CPU need to read two number, read a b from the user. So a represents one number and b represents another number. These two number must be read means taken input from the user. Okay, so after you take two number, you will when the computer read the two number from the user, he will input that two number at variable a and b. Now the third step will be, we have to write the code for comparing the two number, and we have already discussed the comparison operator, that is less than and greater than. So any one we can use over here, and we will use the control statement if else statement. So what is if else? What is the syntax of that if else? We have already discussed in the previous part, this part number 4, that is your algorithm and flowchart part number 4. There we have discussed the how to find out whether to check a number is even or not odd. So there we have already discussed what is if else statement. So readers who are sorry, the viewers who are not able to understand the if statement, I'm going to write over here. They are requested to go to that video and watch it. Then you come and watch this video. You will easily understand what I am trying to write here. Okay, so the second step will be what I am going to write. I have two number, or the computer have two numbers. So what the computer will do, he will compare these two number. So I will write a if a greater than b. This is the condition. If means if the a greater than b, then what the computer is going to do for that. If a greater than b, that means if it is true, for like this, if it is true, what will happen? I should say that a is bigger than b. So what I am going to write, the computer will print a is big. Okay, and if this is not right, means this is not correct or this is not true, then what will happen? This line is not should not be executed. That's why for this if, there will be a else statement. And what we are going to write below the else statement, that is print b is big. Okay, then we have to end the if statement. So if statement starts from here and at here. Okay, so first the compiler will go and check whether a is greater than b or not. If it is a is greater than b, then he will print a is big. If a is not greater than b, then b getting printed. And the last step of this algorithm will be step number 4, which is stop. Okay, you can also use the smaller than symbol over here. So if you will use the smaller than symbol, what the things need to be changed? The things will be like this. If a less than b, then if a less than b, that means a is smaller than b. If this statement is true, that means which one is bigger? B is bigger. So you have to write print b is big. Similarly, if a is smaller is false, that means a is bigger. So you have to write the else part is print a is big. Okay, so this is how you can use either the greater than symbol or the less than symbol to know whether a number is bigger number from the other one or not. Okay, so let us take some example and check whether our algorithm is working correctly or not. So let us execute step by step. The step 1 will be start. The computer will ready himself for executing the program. Second step says read AB. Read AB means read the content for A and B from the user. So the computer will ask you, user, please give me two number. Let's say the user has supplied A is equal to 5 and B is equal to 6. Then after getting that number, the computer will execute the third step. So in the third step, it is written if A greater than B. So A has 5, B has 6. A greater than B means 5 greater than 6 or not. That I am trying to check over here. 5 greater than 6. True or false? This is false. So if it is false, if this statement is false, this line will not executed, but this line gets executed. And after executing this, what is the output? It will say B is big for this particular input. Okay, for this particular input, the output will be B is big. Similarly, if the then after printing this line, then it will end the program. Similarly, if you are supplying A is equal to 6 and B is equal to 5, let's say, for second run or second execution, if you write like this, after reading A, B, you have supplied A is equal to 6 and B equal to 5, then what will be done by the computer? He will check 6 is greater than 5, true or false. This is true. So if it is true, then this line gets executed. Which line? This line gets executed and this will be discarded. So it will print A is big for this input. Right? For this input, A is big. So that means I have written the statement in a proper manner and it does not give you wrong result for any particular input. Now that we understand how to write the algorithm, let us draw the corresponding flowchart for it. So how it is very simple. We have already discussed this type of problem in the last class. So I'm just writing the answer, you just check it. So the first line will be start. Okay, the second line will be input line. That means you are going to read the data from the user. So you have to draw like this, and you should write read a b from the user. Then the next is the condition, and we know that to specify a condition we will use rhombus symbol. So I am using a rhombus symbol over here. And what is written inside this? As I have already told you, it is written like this: is a greater than b question mark. Is a greater than b? Either it can be yes or it can be no. Two things can be happen. So if it is yes, then a must be big. So we should write it by a rhombus symbol over here. So we should write print a is big. Similarly, if it is no, means this condition is false, then you should write the rhombus symbol. We will write print, this is print b is big. So after that, what you will write? You will draw this line, and you are going to stop the flow. Okay, so this is the flow chart for your this algorithm. That means, let us take an example. Let's say this is the input for this particular flow chart. This is the input: a is equal to 5, b is equal to 6. You have read a is equal to 5 and b is equal to 6. Now it will check 5 is greater than 6, condition false. That means it will goes this path. This will go in this path and execute and stop here. Okay, this will go through this path. But if the input will be 6 and 5, then what will happen? 6 is greater than 5, yes. So then in this particular case it will go in this path. So alternate path it will follow for every different input. But for the case, this algorithm will not work if you will provide 5 and 5 as an input. Okay, because 5, every time you will provide same value, then this algorithm will not work, because 5 is greater than 5, condition becomes false, and every time he will say that b is big, which is wrong actually. Okay, so you should not provide for this particular algorithm. The constraint is you should not provide two similar value to this algorithm. Okay, then otherwise the algorithm is perfectly all right. That's all for the today's class. Thanks for listening. Bye bye.